Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to the Retired Guy's Garage. All right, now what do we got going on today? Well, believe it or not, I know this was not high on the list of priorities. However, got the we got the Crown Vic that I did the video on a little while ago, sitting in the wings there, waiting to get worked on. And I said, I'll look for a motor and a drivetrain for it, and kind of start nosing around, see what I can find. Even put it out to y'all. I said I'd give y'all a free shirt if y'all could find me a decent, a decent drivetrain for it, for a decent price. But well, ended up running across one of my own, so I get to keep my own shirt. No. Anyway, that's for another story. But anyway, ended up finding one. Couldn't believe it. It was just one of those deals that was too incredibly difficult to pass up. Ended up finding a 99. So I've been learning a little bit about these Crown Vics. Here, I'm not, like I said in the Crown Vic video, I am not a Crown Vic expert. I'm not a Ford expert for that matter. Hell, I'm not an expert, period. But I've been educating myself a little bit on these Crown Vics, and something I didn't know when I bought it, being a 2002 model, something I didn't know when I bought it, but the only engines that will bolt into that car and work without any modification to the wiring harness. There is a way to put a newer style motor in it, newer than 2002, but there's electrical things that need to be changed, and that is definitely absolutely not my strong suit. So it came to my attention real quick, like that the only way, the only drivetrains that would fit into that 2002 without any modification whatsoever to the drivetrain in the electrical system is from 1998 to 2002. Those motors and transmissions will bolt right into that car with no modification to the wiring harness, because the plan is I'm gonna remove the front clip, pull the motor and tranny out at once along with the wiring harness. I'm just gonna unplug the wiring harness at the firewall, unplug the main harness, unplug whatever accessory plugs need to be unplugged, so that I can just slide another drivetrain into it and put the wiring harnesses back in. Snap the wiring harnesses back together. So that is the plan. That being said, I said, well, I need to find something, and trust me, 98 to 02, a little tougher to find than the newer ones. Excuse me, a little tougher to find than the 02 and up. Because if you think about it, it kind of makes sense, because when you get into the newer ones, I think 2008 to 2011, something like that, gets into the flex fuel models, so that throws in a whole nother wrench that you don't need to deal with. So I ran across a deal that was absolutely just too good to pass up. I had no intentions whatsoever of getting anything this soon, because this project is probably not even going to happen until the end of the year, maybe beginning of next year. But because I told y'all in the last video, I've got some stuff around the house I need to get caught up on. Kitchen needs a new floor, and deck needs to be fixed. So got house stuff to worry about right now. So taking on a project this big right now, out of the question. So really wasn't looking, but I ran across a 99 Grand Marquee, same car, Panther platform, 99 Grand Marquee that had been in a wreck, and it's totaled. It's totaled, but not bad enough to do any engine damage. So a gentleman that had it in Alberton, Georgia, so it wasn't too far, about 2 hours, 15-minute ride for me. Got to take back roads, saw some beautiful country going up there to get it. Rented a U-Haul, went up and got it. 99 Grand Marquee, that is absolutely clean and spotless except for the wreck. Has the Grand Marquee wheels on it, dual exhaust. It's a Grand Marquee GS. I've never heard of one. I mean, I've heard of the luxury sport edition, which has all the bells and whistles. This one does not, has cloth interior, no automatic temperature control, any of that kind of stuff. So I guess, I don't know if this is more of the sport edition, because it's got the wire-ish aluminum wheels, wire-looking wheels. We'll walk out and I'll walk you around it, and we'll take a look and see what it looks like. Take a look at it. But the gentleman hit a deer with it, so lots of damage to the right. I'm sorry, left front, passenger, driver's side front, lots of damage. Header, fender, door, core support, so lots of damage up there. So the car is totaled because the bag's blew. The airbag's blew. Pretty tough hit for a deer. So we'll take y'all, walk you around it. You can drink it in and let me know what you think of it. Ended up getting it for a song, literally a song. And here's the best part: the car has 86,000 original miles on it. So I have a complete drivetrain, motor, trans, and rear axle with 86,000 original miles on it. So, plan was always to park this one, cut it up, part it, and fix the crown. But after getting to looking at it, the wheels started turning, and I said, do I really want to hack up an 86,000 original mile Grand Marquee? I don't know the answer to that question. I'm going to think on it for a little bit. Like I said, I got time. This project's not even going to start until after the end of this year, beginning of next year. End of this year is only 2 months away, really. So yeah, don't have as much time as I think I do. But I'm going to count on y'all to give me some guidance on this one, and we'll let you look at it. Do I hack this thing up, pull the drivetrain out of it, and fix the Crown Vic, and use, because this one's got everything I need: fender, door, body side moldings, all that really expensive stuff that would cost me a fortune to buy piece by piece. This car's got it all. Because remember what I said, driver's side's wrecked and the bags are blown. So the steering wheel's shot, dash is shot, but it's a super clean car. And I got to thinking, I said, man, I really hate to hack this car up, but this would be everything I need to fix the Crown Vic with. So motor, and my plan is, if I go this route and pull this apart to fix the Crown Vic with, my plan is I'm going to pull it all. Motor, trans, and rear axle. Everything is going in. Because remember, the Crown Vic's got 202,000 miles on it. So this would give me many, many, many years, probably long after I've loved, probably for the amount that the Crown would get driven, probably long after I'm gone. It's going to be somebody else's car. So, but let's look at this Grand Marquee, and I'm going to let y'all kind of point me in the direction what you think I should do. Do I fix the Grand Marquee and find another donor car for the Crown, or do I hack up the Grand Marquee and fix the Crown? Let's go take a look at the Grand Marquee. Stick with me. All right, let's drink it in. So, like I said, lots of damage here. Definitely some damage to the core support. You can tell that's definitely got some damage. No check engine light, so nothing engine-wise got damaged. I don't know what's going on with this, though. I don't know if it's got the wrong belt on it, but something is chewing up that belt. I don't know if maybe one of the pulleys got chipped, something came back and hit one of the pulleys and damaged the pulley. I don't know what's going on with that. But my plan is, you can see the engine degreaser here. I'm gonna degrease this engine compartment anyway, the whole engine compartment, because I'm gonna need the inner fender for the Crown too. So that's, we're gonna need that. So gonna need that. So I'm gonna clean all this down, get it cleaned up, and crazy enough, air conditioning still works. So car is clean, and like I said, this is where my quandary comes in. Do I hack this thing up and fix the Crown, or do I maybe buy the parts piecemeal, fix this,
I don't know. I don't know what to do. You tell me. Tell me what you think. Definitely going to need a fender, header, bumper, core support, and driver's side door. But it's got brand new tires on the back. The really, really nice Grand Marquee wheels. Dual exhausts. Interior's really clean. Seats are in great shape. Except for just disregard the airbag blowing on the steering wheel. But, you know, car's in nice shape. I'm not going to lie. It was a find that I would probably never find again. I'm trying to get this key to shut up. There we go. Probably never run across another one of these like this. This low mileage. Let me show you the dash. So there you go. 86,110 miles. So clean, clean, clean. Like I said, even brand new tires. I wish they were 17s because I'd use them on the other car. Super, super clean. No craziness looking in the trunk. Taillight is damaged. And I honestly don't remember it being damaged when I bought it, so I don't know what happened. But clean trunk. You can see some of the parts down here from the front end. I mean, a little bit of damage back here. I mean, but, and like I said, this door, I will need this door. I will need this fender. This fender's got a little bit of a dent right here, but nothing that can't be popped back out again. And love these wheels. These wheels are just so nice. I wish they, like I said, I wish they were 17s, but they're 16s. So I can't even use them on the other. I can't even use the tires on the other car. But I mean, yeah, just amazingly nice car. So yeah, I don't know. What do you think? Like I said, I'm gonna go ahead and degrease this engine compartment, get it cleaned up, and see if I can figure out why this is happening. It almost looks like the belt. It's got the wrong belt on it, but something is definitely chewing up that belt. I don't see any oil leaks, so I don't know if maybe something got popped up during the wreck and is chewing on that belt or something. I don't know, but we'll have to figure that out, because we'll need to figure that out before we put it in the next. If we decide to put it in the Crown Vic, we're going to need to figure that out. But so what do? What do you think? Drop your comments below, please. Let me know what you think. Should we fix this one? Flip it and look for another one to fix the crown with? Or do we just hack this up, part it out, and fix the crown? So, all right, it's just a quick video. I wanted to show y'all this one. Never in a million years planned on getting an entire donor car for it, but this one popped up and it was just too good of a deal to pass up. All right, let's go ahead and wrap this video up real quick. So I'm going to put you on pause here, and I'll let you know how much I paid for it. And in the meantime, I want you to drop your comments down below. Let me know what you think I should have paid for this car.
All right, no cheating. How much do you think I paid for it? Drop your comments down below. Let me know what you think. Now let's put into perspective what a drivetrain for a Panther platform car costs. Okay, I found one on eBay with relatively low mileage for relatively low mileage. I really need to get the Trans Am out. So I found one on eBay, relatively low mileage with a warranty. I think it comes with a 30. Only comes with a 30-day warranty. 146,000 miles, engine and trans. From New Jersey or something like that. Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Connecticut. I don't know, some such place. Motor and trans, just for the motor and trans, was $600. Plus, it was going to be another $450 to ship it. $450, $550. Anyway, it's going to be about $1,100 all total, all in, to get a motor and trans for it. All right. Remember, the motor and the crown's locked up, so going to have to pull motor and trans out at once. Can't do it separately. So motor and trans, and that's about an average price. $1,100 is about an average price with shipping from a junkyard. And like I said, that motor there had 146,000 miles on it. So this one's got 86,000 miles on it. So, 60,000 less miles. I picked the car up. What was your guesses? Picked the whole car up for $500. It was a steal of a deal. I couldn't turn it down. But now I've got the conundrum of what do I do? So, give me some guidance. Let me know what you would do if this was your project. Would you fix the Grand Marquee? Keep a completely original 86,000 mile car intact? Don't forget, a lot of work. Got to put a dash in it, airbags, a lot of work involved. Door, fender, header, core support. Okay, so not an easy fix. Or would you just say, you know what, they're a dime a dozen, 86,000 miles, yeah, it sucks, but you got a great donor car for your Crown Vic. So let me know what you think. Drop your comments down below. Let me know what you would do. Like I said, don't have a lot of money invested in it. $500 I got invested in it. If I decide to part it, if I decide to pull the drivetrain out of it, put it in the Crown, I can part out the rest of it. Doors, trunk lid, seats, door panels, yada yada yada, and get my money back out of it. So anyway, let me know what you think. That's going to wrap it up for this video. As always, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. It means more to me than you'll ever know. If you want any merchandise, you know what to do. Link is at the back of the video as always. And appreciate you watching. Can't wait to see you all again on the next one. And until then, make sure you be safe. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.